Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Keenan Higgins here with another Black America Web exclusive. And the thing that we're talking about is by no means is minor. As we know, as a culture, the Tulsa Massacre, the anniversary is coming up, and it's one thing to acknowledge and to really understand like where we come from, but there's a whole other thing to understand where we're going. And so today I'm going to have a really special guest, Miss Ashley Sims. We are going to be talking about building Tulsa, and we're going to be talking about where Tulsa is today. So please, thank you so much for having me and just having us, like, just bringing us into what you guys are doing. So please tell us what's going on.
Thank you so much. And I love your framing about acknowledging where we've been, but also looking to the future. Personally, that's my view and my wish and mission with Build in Tulsa is not only to acknowledge and honor the history and legacy of Black Wall Street and also the horrific massacre that happened 103 years ago next week, but also to look to the future. What's going to the next 100 years going to be like? And how can we learn the lessons of the past and really build forward into a future that makes Tulsa a model for inclusive, equitable economies?
I love that. And so before we even really get into the nitty gritty, let's like sit into it for real. Um, when you type Tulsa into Google, before you even type in Oklahoma, massacre pops up. So that's always on somebody's mind. And when they think Tulsa, and it's like it puts you in this state of always feeling like oh, and there's that feeling of that. But then when I look into building Tulsa and when I see like, all this stuff that is happening and really trying to rebuild that affluence, there's two real interesting stories being told. So from your perspective, what is the general consensus for people in Tulsa today when they think of the Tulsa Massacre?
It's so funny because I grew up here. This is my
Hmm.
hometown. I've been here for, we're not even gonna say how old I am, but I've been here for and since I was 5. And when you talked about putting it into Google and the massacre pops up, that's just not the way that it always was. For some, it was this you know horrific secret, or that was spoken in hushed tones and maybe was passed in families, but it definitely wasn't talked about publicly. I know people that grew up in Tulsa that had never heard about the massacre until we commemorated 100 years. I myself was told about it as a child. My father worked in Tulsa, Oklahoma in corporate America. He moved us here when, like I said, I was 5 years old. He worked for an oil and gas company. And he was, a lone Black manager in a very white corporate conservative office. And so he made sure his girls knew about the massacre, but it was told as a cautionary tale. It was, this is what happens to Black people. This is why I do not accept anything but A's in my household. This is why you have to work twice as hard. It wasn't until I was an adult that I learned about the excellence of Black Wall Street. I knew about the massacre, I knew what happened to Black people, but I didn't know about the excellence of Black Wall Street. That in the 1920s, Tulsa was home to the most Black millionaires of anywhere in the country. We were truly the epicenter of Black wealth. And that is really the mission and the vision that we bring forward with Build in Tulsa. Yes, we honor the legacy of the massacre and we honor those lives lost. But really, we go back to, we are a people and a town of Black dreamers, of Black builders, of Black wealth. And that is what we're focused on with our Build in Tulsa programs. We are inspiring local Black entrepreneurs and Black entrepreneurs that are attracted to our city's history to come here and build a better life for themselves and for the generations to come. And we're doing that through entrepreneurship. So we have a variety of programs that are designed to really empower the entrepreneur wherever they are in their journey to make sure that they have the best possible chance for success. We're not going to make it easy, but we're going to make it easier. And we're going to try to break down those barriers that many Black entrepreneurs face.
I love that. Can you talk a little bit about some of the different fields that you're seeing kind of rise up in Tulsa, like sneaker design, architecture, fashion, art? Like, let's talk it.
Yeah. So, I mean, Build in Tulsa has about 15 different programs, and so we see a lot. One of the things that we're seeing, obviously, we're focused on an innovation economy and making sure that Black people are participating in tech and tech-enabled businesses. So that is huge for us right now. We recently designated a tech hub, so we partner with other organizations like Tulsa Innovation Labs to make sure that when we're talking about an innovative economy, we're talking about the economy of the future, that we're doing that with an equitable lens. We're also working with our friends at Black Tech Street. We're doing a lot of interesting work around artificial intelligence and making sure that Black people don't get left behind by the biggest revolution that we're witnessing right now with AI. And we're also seeing traditional businesses, legacy businesses, beauty and wellness. We did a survey last year that beauty and wellness, we had something like 33 beauty and wellness companies in Tulsa. They were responsible for 2.3 million in annual revenue. So those are wealth building centers. Those are job centers. And so we are really trying to provide resources and access and opportunity to a variety of entrepreneurs to make sure that we are building generational wealth.
I love that. And when you personally walk into the Build in Tulsa headquarters every day, what is driving you every day to just kind of keep pushing forward and keep this mission alive and to always say we're looking forward, even though we have like such it? I don't even say it's a bad history, because when you really think of the Tulsa Massacre, it was in response to such affluence. You know what I mean? And it's like it was a jealous thing. You know what I mean? And so when you are going in and you're seeing it, like, what's pushing you forward every day?
I like to think that Black Wall Street is not a history lesson. It's a blueprint. It's a blueprint for success. And so when I think about it that way, like, there is no problem that I have today that the ancestors haven't already faced and won. And so at that point, I have no excuses. We have more opportunity now than ever. Sure, there's still a gap. There's a racial wealth gap that is growing, but we have more opportunity than ever. We have more people in positions of power of color than ever. And so all we have to do is walk in their footsteps. And the second thing I'll tell you is, like, my entrepreneurs inspire me every day. When I walk into this building and I look around and I see, folks meeting with each other, I see folks on Zoom calls, I see folks striving to do better, it makes me want to do better. And it makes me want to make sure that that ingenuity that I see in them is fostered and cultivated and not stamped out.
This has been such an amazing conversation. I could talk to you all day about the affluence of Black culture, but we're going to let the photos speak for it. Everybody, tune in below. We're going to have some photos. We're going to have a gallery. We're really going to show that while we're not forgetting where we came from, we're never not moving forward. Thank you so much, Ashley. Build in Tulsa. Let's go.
Thank you, and welcome to Tulsa. Anytime you want to pop through, let me know.
Listen, you ain't said nothing but a word. Let's go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.